When Charles Barkley's postseason career is talked about today, it's usually in a negative context. He's often the first name that comes up when talking about the best players to never win a championship, and he only made it to the finals once in his career. But in fact, most of the best performances of his career came in the postseason. He scored a career-high 56 points in a closeout game against the Warriors in 1994. In 1993, he scored 43 points in a triple-double performance against Seattle and had a 32-point triple-double in a loss to the Bulls in the finals. But I think the best game of his career came in Game 7 of the Western Conference Final against the Sonics. How did Barkley get to this point, a winner-take-all game to get to the NBA Finals? Barkley was drafted in 1984 to a 76ers team that had won the championship 2 years earlier and already had 4 future Hall of Famers on their roster, plus reigning All-Star Andrew Toney. That team would quickly fall apart due to injuries and age, however. After losing to the Celtics in the conference finals his rookie year, Barkley would never get back to a conference final until this year, 1993. The silver lining for Barkley was that he got more playing time. In his third season, he led the league in rebounding, the shortest player to ever do so. In his fourth season, he averaged over 28 points per game and was named first-team All-NBA for the first time. But team success was harder to come by than individual success. Barkley's Sixers won only 2 conference semifinal games in the 6 seasons from 1987 to 1992. The summer of 1992 changed everything for Barkley. Philadelphia finally granted his wish and traded him to Phoenix, a team with Dan Marley, who had been an All-Star the previous year, and Kevin Johnson and Tom Chambers, who had both been All-Stars 2 years earlier. And a couple months later, Barkley won the Olympic gold medal as the breakout star and leading scorer of the Dream Team. Expectations in Phoenix couldn't have been higher. Barkley told the Suns' Vice President Cotton Fitzsimmons, "We're going to the finals because I'm the best player in the Western Conference. I look forward to playing the Bulls in the finals. There's nobody out west who can touch me. I got help now. We're going to the finals. You have my word on that. We're going to the finals." Barkley responded with an MVP season, leading Phoenix to the best record in the league and a trip to the conference finals. The Suns and Sonics have alternated wins so far this series, with the Suns winning all the odd games and the Sonics winning all the evens. Barkley played like a star in the series but had disappeared in Game 6, scoring only 13 points. He'd been matched all series by Shawn Kemp, who was averaging 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks per game. The TV sportscasters said the game would come down to the Barkley-Kemp matchup. Let's see how correct they were. Barkley came out aggressive but sloppy in the first quarter. He missed a short shot on the second possession of the game and committed a couple of early turnovers. His aggression did create a few opportunities. A steal created a fast break dunk and his first 2 points of the game, and another break drew a foul, though Barkley missed both free throws. Barkley was stuck with as many turnovers as points until 6 seconds left in the quarter when he hit a mid-range jump shot to end the quarter with 4 points. On the other side, Shawn Kemp got off to a slightly better start with 6 points, and more importantly for now, 0 fouls. The defensive focus on Barkley wasn't all bad for the Suns, though. It left Mark West open and allowed him to score 9 points in the first quarter, after scoring only 13 points in the entire series to this point. Phoenix was able to build a 5-point lead after 1 quarter despite Barkley's slow start. In the second quarter, Barkley again came out ready to shoot, forcing up a miss on the first possession. But the Suns' second possession of the quarter was the turning point of his game. He collected his first of what would eventually be 10 offensive rebounds and put it back in. Seattle went on a run to build a 4-point lead, but Barkley immediately answered with another offensive rebound and put back, and then another score on the next possession, and Phoenix never trailed again. Barkley scored the Suns' first 6 points of the quarter and finished with 12 of the team's 26 to get him to 16 points overall in the first half. 16 points is a good half, but not an all-time great half. At halftime, Sonics coach George Karl said they wanted to be physical with Barkley to keep him on the perimeter and keep Phoenix off the free throw line.
We got to get them off the free throw line. We can't defend them there. Everywhere else, we do a pretty good job defending them, but on the free throw line, they're tough.
At one point there in the second quarter, Charles Barkley really took command of the game. Any special defensive plans for him?
Well, we got to be more physical with him, I think. I think we got to stay body to body with him, try to keep him on the floor and make him shoot jump shots. If he makes jump shots, then we'll make an adjustment, but we don't want him to score in the paint.
I think you know they failed. This video wouldn't exist if they had succeeded. The first possession of the half, the Suns went to Barkley, who hit an 8-footer. Second possession, he got 2 offensive rebounds and drew a foul, getting to the free throw line and knocking down both. At just the 9:25 mark of the quarter, he drew Kemp's 4th foul. The next 2 possessions were a nice break and pass by Barkley, and then Barkley drawing another foul and knocking down 2 more free throws. The lead was already up to 18, and the Sonics were already deep in foul trouble just 4 minutes into the half. Eddie Johnson got hot for the Sonics, scoring 19 in the quarter and was the only thing keeping the game respectable. I mention that just so I can show this clip of him throwing the ball off a defender's back to himself. Barkley scored 13 in the half, hitting 11 of 12 from the line, and added a steal and a block. He dominated on both ends, holding Kemp to only 2 points and drawing Kemp's 4th and 5th fouls before the quarter ended. Kemp and Seattle's second leading scorer on the year, Ricky Pierce, both had 5 fouls by the end of the third. Seattle was complaining a bit about the foul calls, but I think they were pretty fair. Phoenix was attacking the basket to draw fouls early, and Seattle was playing without discipline on the perimeter. A lot of their fouls were cheap blocks or reaches more than 30 feet from the basket. In my opinion, they don't have much of a complaint, even though Phoenix ended up shooting 64 free throws in the game. At the start of the 4th quarter, the game was still within reach for Seattle, but Barkley and the Suns quickly put the game out of reach. When Kemp returned with 5 fouls, Barkley attacked him immediately and got to the basket without difficulty as Kemp had to let him go. The Sonics switched Sam Perkins onto Barkley, who took him out to the perimeter to drive past the slower Perkins and to knock down his only 3 of the game. When Phoenix missed shots, Barkley battled for the offensive rebounds, coming up with some of the most impressive I've seen. Barkley finished with 15 more points in the closeout quarter, hitting 8 out of 8 from the line. His final tally was 44 points, 24 rebounds, including 10 offensive, and 19 out of 22 from the line. He was 19 of 20 from the line in the second half, setting a record that still stands for free throws made in a playoff half. His 44 points and 24 rebounds both set postseason single-game records for the Suns. This was Barkley's only 40-20 postseason game of his career. Since 1993, only David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Giannis Antetokounmpo have posted a 40-20 playoff game. Basketball Reference's game score stat says it was Barkley's 4th best game of his career, behind 1 regular season game in 1988 and 2 other postseason games. But considering the situation, being a winner-take-all game for the only finals appearance of his career, I believe this was Charles Barkley's greatest game. In the moment his team needed him the most, Charles Barkley was unbeatable. The Suns would go on to lose in 6 to the Bulls in the finals. Though Barkley played well, Jordan was even more unbeatable, averaging 41 points per game in the finals. If you want to argue about something in the comments, try to figure out what Jordan's career best game was. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I want to eventually do a career best game summary for everyone on the NBA's 75th anniversary team, as well as the guys I had on my top 75 list that aren't on the official one. So if there's a certain game you want to see covered, leave a suggestion in the comments. And I hope to see you again soon.